Tricia. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. I just had to take a deep breath because I literally just got out of working out. So I just stopped by Sonic. Y'all know one of my favorite places, Sonic, okay? It gave me a nice little
incoming call. Press U connect phone button to answer.
Me, bro? I literally just started this video. Who is this? And I'm back. I'm just so annoyed. It just always seems like every time I start trying to record, some shit pop off. But yeah, you guys, I am back after working out. I stopped by Sonic to get me some water, and now I'm on the way to the store. And while I'm on the way to the store, of course, I'm gonna catch up with y'all, and I wanted to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville really fast, so that way when I got home, I could start downloading this video while I'm watching Love Island USA, because I really think I want to review the reunion, because I know this reunion is finna be good, because they haven't had one since like the season before last, and the way that everybody captured, you know, everybody's feelings, i.e. Cordell and Serena and PPG, like all of it, I really just want to see it, and I know it's somebody finna get cooked, all right? Because after the show was off, people started, okay? They started acting out, so I'm ready to see how they address it. But nonetheless, like I said, Love and Marriage Huntsville, let's go ahead and get into it. So we open up the episode with Melody Holt, okay? Melody, she is at her preservation location. Oh yeah, Lord, I had to put this hair up. It get hot as hell on that neck carriage. Woo, Lord, that little neck carriage area. This ponytail had to go up, y'all. But nonetheless, like I said, Melody was at her preservation location with her students, and she ended up calling Sunni. And she basically was talking to Sunni, checking up on her, and asked her if she wanted to come out. Sunni was busy, and they just get to chatting basically. And Sunni fills Melody in on the fact that, her and Moses are thinking about moving to Huntsville. And Melody hit her with the, like off of Friday when the mama's like, okay, like that's what Melody gave her. Like, it was crazy. And so she kind of was just like, oh, really? Like, I get Huntsville is booming, but to come down here, is that gonna be rubbing salt in the wound when it comes to Destiny? Now, for me, it's very obvious why they would want to come to Huntsville. Everybody's down here, potential of being on the show. I understand what they're doing. But long story short, she basically checks in with Sunni, and it also tries to let her know about Kimmi inviting everybody to the little taste testing. Her and Marsau invested in a restaurant space, and right now they're trying to find basically who the head chef is going to be. And so Sunni says she's not going to make it. And then Melody lets her know there's going to be a surprise, which we all saw later on the episode was the trip. But moving on, after that, Miss Nail, okay, is crazy as hell. Miss Nail is sitting down with Chris. They basically just catching up, and he started talking to her about them buying like a skybox or some stuff like that. And she was talking about, yeah, the kids being able to experience that, and then Chris, you see the way Chris didn't want to just outright be like, well, what did you learn from therapy? He just kind of was like, so, what was your takeaway? Because Nail is determined to feel like she ain't got to change. The only problem she got is these kids asking her for money. And it's like, Nail, you're not connecting the dots in the fact that your kids can't get no money from you unless you giving it to them. You are the root of your stress. And it's one thing, that I've learned in, my years of healing and getting older, and just, you start to understand, you gotta start asking yourself, what part do you play in your own suffering? That's one of the first things that you want to do when you are trying to start changing your life or change whatever dynamic you have. it's really starting with you and asking, dang, what part do I play in my own suffering? Because the fact is, we all play a part. Do I want to turn here? Yeah, I'm gonna turn here. So, sorry y'all. So now, like, the only way your kids is gonna be able to get money from you is if you keep handing that shit over. So stop giving them the goddamn money, you know? And so she basically finally was like, yeah, you know, I guess, you know, I can take something from that or whatever. And that's what that was. Damn, my device heat. All right, y'all, I'll be back because my device overheating. I will see y'all in a minute. Your girl G is back. Welcome back, welcome back. Let's go ahead and get into it. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, we stopped at, I think it was Nell and Chris. I'm pretty sure that's where we stopped, was Nell and Chris. Because after that is when everybody met up for Kimmy's little shindig. Kimmi was hosting like I said, she was hosting everybody at the restaurant, and everybody showed up except Destiny and Sunni. I honestly think both of them was like, if she's there, I ain't showing up. And they both kind of did the same thing to each other, if you ask me. But nonetheless, Melody comes early. Y'all, Melody's been looking good this season, and I love that finger wave that she came in there with that gold silk satin pleats. I thought it was beautimous, okay? It looks good, and it set off the hair. It really did. The hair set the outfit off. And then I also liked the kind of like mid bob that she had. I thought that was cute in the confessional, because it was a different color. You know, it wasn't that light ashy blonde. She actually finally gave us some, you know, blonde that had a little bit of undertone to it, you know. But nonetheless, Melody showed up, said hey to Kimmi, and basically let Kimmi know, hey, just to let you know, there's gonna be an announcement later if you don't mind. And Kimmi had to be like, what kind of announcement? Because you don't never know with Mel. You don't never know. But she said it's good. It's gonna be a good one, okay? And so everybody starts showing up. Tisha and Marsau, they get there. So it's Tisha, Marsau, Kimmi, Maurice, Melody. And so they get to talking about something. And they were like, oh, it's all about communication. I forgot what it was. Something about communication. They were talking about what? About communication. What was it? I think they were talking about Sunni and Moses. I think Melody was filling them in on Moses and Sunni moving down to Huntsville. And Tisha was like, oh, they were for real. And Melody was like, yeah, that's what they told me. And it's really weird because now that we've got to the point where Melody and Tisha can actually film together and just put on the cute fake smiles for the moment, you definitely would catch the moments still where they poke, you know, they do that little underhand and a little undercut, you know, they cut you right in the kneecaps, right up with the passive aggressiveness. And so Melody, when they got to talk about communication or something like that, Melody goes, speaking of communication, you know what? I sent my students over there to Black. I was like, go ahead, students, y'all go over there to Black, enjoy yourselves. Why they came back and tell me it's closed? Tisha was like, was it your students or your millimeters? They out for y'all millimeters. I'm not a millimeter, but I'm letting you know they is out for y'all this season, okay? But she said it don't matter. Black was closed. I sent you business. And you know, Marsau knows when it comes to Melody, you ain't gonna be able to really do that pussyfooting around like he do with Tisha, where you don't really necessarily give an answer that is decent enough. Like, Marsau don't play that shit with Melody. Let's just put it that way. And so Marsau was like, oh, you know, we're temporarily closed because no, Tisha, that's what Tisha was like. She was like, what happened? Why y'all closed? And Tisha was like, for being Black. And I was like, for being Black. For being Black. wanted to blame it on being black, which it very much could be. It very well could be people coming for you because y'all are black business owners. But Tisha, yo man Marsau is known for cutting some corners, okay? Because we not gonna forget how y'all tried to do that with the comeback group, and it was the Scots all up front, and y'all didn't want to pay nobody, and then when it came to everybody figuring out what was happening with the funds, it was, oh, you know, we got grants and stuff. Had it not been for Melody offering, saying, hey, y'all get grants or whatever it was, we know y'all do business a little shady, unfortunately. I won't say y'all, but Marsau does it shady, and Tisha, you by fault being the, you know, submissive wife that these men love, you know, you're just gonna ride for your husband just off GP. And it's like a lot of those times when you are a woman who ride for the husband, you get stuck in the shit too. And so here it is. I really feel like Marsau ain't telling the truth. I feel like Marsau, he's slippery. You gotta catch that one. Something about, he's about, oh, you know, it's just a used tax on some furniture. What? I never heard that you had to pay taxes. I mean, I'm sure that when you're opening up a business, you obviously put down how much, like, you put into the business. Like, if you want your business to be clean, you know, by the book, because you don't want the alphabet people after you, the IRS, okay? You don't want them after you. So I'm sure when it comes to, okay, what we pay for the building, what we pay for the food and like the furniture, I'm sure that goes down for your taxes. But what did you miss about your furniture? I'm just confused. But nonetheless, even if there are companies, people, whatever, coming after you for y'all being black, they shouldn't be able to find nothing on you. Like, if you were doing it right in the first place, they wouldn't be able to have nothing to pull up on you to shut you down. So that means, Marsau, you wasn't handling the books right. Point blank, period. Even if these people are coming at y'all, and then I don't know what's going on with that parking situation. That parking situation didn't sound copacetic. So if people are coming after y'all, Marsau, you should have had your shit in order so they wouldn't even be able to, like, put something on you. Like, they wouldn't have been able to shut you down. But nonetheless, Melody was just kind of like, I ain't heard of that shit before, but okay, you know. And so at that point, Ken and Tricia come in, and everybody goes to sit down. The food looked, you know, delicious. I think Stormy was there too. Yeah, Stormy was there. And so everybody's sitting down, you know, everybody get chit-chatting and got straight to the mess. They started talking about Destiny, you know, why she not here. Sunni, you know, she not here. Sunni moving down. Everybody just kind of speaking on Sunni's point of view. Because they asked Trish, like, oh, you know Destiny? She's like, yeah, I train her. And she's like, what she got to say about us? That's what Neil said. What she got to say about us? And she was like, well, you know, overall, it's good, but I'm not gonna lie, she may have some choice words for some people. And Tisha jumped out the window, was like, Kimmi or something like that. Is it Kimmi? And Kimmi was like, girl. And she was like, no. And she was like, you know, and people were just kind of like, well, obviously with the Sunni situation, I guess it's a good thing Sunni didn't show up. And they started speaking basically how everybody felt about Sunni, because at the end of the day, when they first introduced themselves to the world, Sunni was defensive as finna, okay? She was doing the, oh, you know, you was a side chick, you was one of many, he want me, I'm the wife. You know, like, you're taking those hits because you refuse to just sit there and truly, truly acknowledge how what you did was out of order, okay? And, you know, they, of course, started talking about how it was like the discrepancy of, well, they were friends, you know, do I gotta look out for my husband? But Tisha Tisha, don't nobody want Marcel. Kimmi, don't nobody want no Maurice. And especially her being a producer means that she sees the shit that we don't see on TV. She get more behind the scenes stuff than we do. And as the viewers, we don't want damn one of them Scott brothers. So I can only imagine she don't want them. She don't want them. She don't want them, period. But yeah, so it's like, ooh, we gotta watch our husbands. And Melly's just sitting there being quiet while everybody's talking. And so then Kimmi pipes up and basically was like, you know, this is a very awkward situation for me because she has to compartmentalize, because at the end of the day, she does have a relationship with Destiny. She's friends with her, but you don't how do I put this? The support that Sunni gave Kimmi, just off GP, gives her the allowance of grace and to hear her out, as Kimmi said later on in the episode. Like, she is owed me hearing her out. And to find out when you have cancer and have somebody be there, like, that's like, you was on death's door. Like, to be on death's door and to have somebody be like supportive, like, you remember that stuff. And so I'm not mad at Kimmi, you know, kind of trying to teeter this line. It's very unfair to like require Kimmi to like completely just, you know, knock Sunni off. But yeah, she was like, but you know, it's still wrong. No, you know, it definitely was. And you know, it was like, you were that girl's friend. You know, you wouldn't have felt bad if you weren't that girl's, you know, friend. And y'all was hanging out after. Tisha was like, girl, y'all was hanging out, texting outside of the show. So we know what went down. Sunni and Moses know what went down, but she wanted a man, okay? She wanted a man over a friendship. And what I tell you, your friends over a nigga, okay? Y'all choose these niggas and you come crawling back to your friends like, I'm sorry, okay? But in the situation also too, Kimmi and them started talking about like who was more to blame. And Kimmi said Moses. And without a shadow of a doubt, Moses comes first, but damn it, Sunni, you a close second, okay? Moses just beats you out because he's known Destiny the longest. He's known her for 15 years. So that right there, and being a friend, and Destiny clearly was supporting your ass while you was locked up, Moses, while you was in jail, okay? Shout out to Bucket Nadiva. She clearly was one of your phone buddies. So in that regard, Moses definitely owed Destiny, but woman to woman, okay? Sunni, you definitely was supposed to give Destiny the hey girl text, all right? But Melody's basically taking Kimmi talking about all this stuff like, wow, like Kimmi certainly is, you know, voicing her opinions, you know, about this situation, and I'm just shocked, you know. And so they eat the food, everything was good. Then we get to questioning Ken and Tricia. It's time for their asses to get in the hot seat. So Marsau starts talking about how he met with Marquez, and because everybody's asking them, you know, just catching up with them since, you know, going to Lovers and Friends Gala, and let me get over here, truck. Since the Lovers and Friends Gala and everything like that, and so Marsau was like, yeah, you know, I spoke with Marquez, and of course he just kind of, you know, had some things to say, but the one thing I told him was, you know, the one thing you should offer Ken is a thank you. And Ken was like, you know, you could tell he swole his chest up, because now all of a sudden he talking about, oh, you know, well, you know, I ain't gonna say jealousy, but sometimes when you can't deliver, you know, the way you can, or step up the way you should, you know, I'm sure it make you feel some type of way or whatever. And so Marsau was like, well, hold up though, wait. But wait, there's more. I spoke with Marquez, and he was letting me know that timeline's looking a little sticky icky. And I also watched that interview with Marquez and Heavenly and Carlos, and the convictions of him, I ain't gonna lie, Tricia, that partnered with how you and Ken was over there, the way y'all was over there tongue-tied, they looking at each other like, what, because Marsau was like, yeah, so would you guys, see each other or know about each other? And they're like, when we saw each other in person, or like, because we never met, just messaging. And then it went from, when we met in person to, when she came to the gym, I ran the other way. Then it's, we was talking, but then when he came back, we stopped talking. And so if there was a situation of when Marquez came back, y'all stopped talking, then that means very well that this was something that happened in the midst of while Trish and Marquez were still very much linked in the household. Y'all, Marquez said that he didn't leave the house at first. He went upstairs and slept in his daughter's room before he moved and got an apartment like 5-10 minutes down the road. I think Tricia low-key wanted to push Marquez out, and I don't blame her, because at the end of the day, Marquez, you weren't supportive in a very tough time of her life when she experienced great loss, right? But Marquez, he let me know the type of girl that Tricia is, which I already kind of figured that out early on, because Marquez was saying, in the midst of our marriage, I was doing everything I can. I was trying, the dates and, couples therapy. And when he said they tried therapy and Trish didn't want to do it, I said, oh, here it is, that same goddamn turn. Every time I get to that same turn in my house, it always knocks this off. Because Destiny, y'all remember early on when Destiny was like, yeah, girl, you need to go to therapy. She's like, So it's making me feel like, Tricia, you didn't go to therapy with that man, or you was one of the people that tried it for two sessions and was like, I'm fixed. You know how Maurice like to go, I'm fixed. I think Tricia avoids therapy because if she really start breaking down that she ain't gonna be okay. Tricia is so mild-mannered for the reason that she's holding the in. She is ready to burst at any moment, in which even Ken was like, yo, she was biting my head off in the beginning. She's got so much built up, but she's afraid to touch it and actually work through it, because that is unfortunately one of the hardest things about healing trauma. Literally the only way to, get through something is to work your way through it. Like, as they say, like, only way to pass the storm is through it, or something like that. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But it's just kind of like Tricia, Marquez really blew y'all spot up, and then y'all talk about, because they tried to be like, we didn't meet like that, and then Marsau was like, well, how long did you know each other? What year was it that y'all met? Marsau was getting real specific. They talking about 2015, 2016. Yeah, was it? Oh no, they was looking at each other for confirmation. And I was like, busted. All right, yeah. But y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about Ken and Tricia, and let me know if y'all saw that interview that Marquez did with Heavenly and Carlos. Just saying, with that way that conversation went, Tricia and Ken, I digress. So that's where everything ended at the dinner. I don't think they talked about anything else per se. So after the dinner, Kimmi hosts Tisha and Destiny. Obviously, she's kind of feeling like, I need to link up with her. And so Tisha, after that, I forgot. I knew I was forgetting something. So after they ate, Melody gave all the girls their little welcome to the trip stuff. So they're going to St. Thomas. We're actually finally getting a trip, that's worth the damn. And it's a girls' trip at that. So this is the one time Marsau's like, I want to be a bitch. I'm a bitch. And so Tisha was like, can I bring somebody? And Melody was like, sure, you know, because I'm bringing friends. Yeah, I think everybody already knows when you go on a trip is when everybody has to show up. It just is what it is. So, Melly let her know though, now she comes, she's sharing a room with you, because, all right, she came with you. Yeah, after that, Kimmi, like I said, has Destiny come over. She wants to talk to her, clear some things up. And so Destiny comes over, and the minute she sit down after, you know, chit-chatting and checking in with each other, she starts talking to them about, you know, what was going on with her since they last talked. And so it was so funny because the minute they sat down, Destiny started talking about, yeah, you know, they started filling her in on Sunni moving down here. And Tisha was like, yeah, girl, Mel said that she might really be moving down here. And Destiny just kind of like, that's just so weird. Like, that's just like so crazy. And then she was like, it's just like, girl, are you just trying to come down here and take my life and take my friends? And Tisha, starting with Kimmi was like, damn, Tisha, like, I was so mad because like Kimmi was like, girl, slow down, like, damn, like, we got time for the scene to build. Damn. Tisha went, Kimmi. So Kimmi basically was like, well, about that, just to let you know, I did go out to eat, you know, with Sunni and Moses. They asked me out on a double date. And Destiny kind of gave her the look like, and she's like, look, Destiny, there is a level of just courtesy I owe her because of what she did for me. And I'm not mad at that. And I think as pissed off Destiny is, it would be very mature of her to be fair in that regard. So she just let her know, like, you know, it may kind of seem like, oh, we're not necessarily standing up for you, or that we're just letting Sunni ride out, but just know, like, if shit goes crazy, or if, you know, things go down, I am Team Destiny. And I think that's fair. I think that's very fair for where Kimmi's at. Like, if right now everything's copacetic and like everybody's just moving on with their life, then cool. Like, we just gonna be cordial. But oh, look at that cute little baby. Look at this so cute little dog. I can't wait to adopt my other dog. Yeah, and so it's just kind of a situation where it's like, if shit pops up, like I said, it's Team Destiny. And they were kind of talking about that, you know, with Martell and how he said, you know, he was Team Destiny and everything like that. And after dinner, oh, I forgot, they also talked about how Chris talked with Sunni and Moses and what they were saying they wanted to do and all of that stuff like that. And so Destiny started talking about Martell and brought up how Martell, you know, mentioned Tricia came over. And so they were like, what is Tricia and Martell, why is that in the same sentence? And she was like, well, they might have had a little, you know, little crossover. You know, she came over to his house to work out. You know, going to the gym is Martell's favorite pastime. You know, even during COVID, he went to the gym. And you went to the gym, and 9 months later, ding dong, baby. Okay. So yeah, they were just kind of like, oh, Tricia, okay, but okay. And it's kind of like Tricia is giving real. When Marquez left, I think she was probably doing a lot of grieving. Unfortunately, when you're a woman that is dealing with a lot of shit, you look for ways to just fulfill yourself emotionally. And unfortunately, men get the benefit of that because we allow ourselves just to hook up with whoever for the moment makes us feel temporarily better, you know? And it's just kind of one of those things where I think she was just trying to find anything to distract herself. And Martell caught her, I guess. Both Ken and Martell was hitting her up in that DM. And Marquez in that interview, y'all, he said that Ken was talking about how he wanted to eat her out, eat her eat her off the bone, y'all. How he wanted to eat Tricia out, putting chocolate emojis, all the stuff. He was all up in there. He really was. He was waiting. I ain't gonna lie, it's given he was waiting. But that's the thing. If you don't want another nigga to have your woman, treat her right. And so Marquez, you wasn't doing what you was supposed to be doing. It don't make what Ken did right, but you play a part now. Yeah, they basically chit chat about that. Tisha gives Destiny the thing, the little bottle for Mel's girl trip, and all right, I don't want to hit this. Hold on, y'all, while I hit this reverse. Ooh. Gotcha, bitch. Yeah, A1. All right. Finally made it to the crib. Damn, I forgot to stop by the liquor store. Damn, I knew I was forgetting something. I just went to make me a nice little drink when I got home. I drank all my liquor the other day, but it's okay. I still got some green in there that I'll partake in. Let me finish this up before I go in. This is getting too long. Yeah, long story short, Tisha invites Destiny and lets her know that Mel's hosting the trip, and Destiny's kind of giving, but we all know you're gonna go. And at the end of the episode, Mel meets up with Sunni and gets to dishing. Mel's pissed off at Kimmi. She's pissed off at Kimmi, and honestly, I understand every minute of it. I think she's right in being pissed off because she I don't want that clicking, because she, when they played the clip of everything that happened in the past when it came to Martell, Melody, you're conflating them, but also there is some essences in there where two truths can exist at the same time. Kimmi, when it came to when Martell was doing that stuff, she, oh my God, this fly. I know y'all hear that. Lord Jesus, every time it's always a damn fly. Let me finish this. Mel's pissed off with Kimmi. I think she still feels like Kimmi owes her in regards of like admitting I really wasn't standing up for you the way I should have. Because when Martell was doing his you didn't want to call her a side chick. You still call him Martell. Martell's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but he's leaving during COVID to go on some other girl. He's a nice guy, but he's been cheating on me for the past 6-7 years. He's a nice guy, but he got some other girl pregnant. Like, when Kimmi said that, I really looked at Kimmi like, really? But Kimmi, in all essence, then when Mel had to reveal to her, yeah, he got a girl pregnant. She was like, oh, that was real? Yes, bitch. Yep, she's pregnant. And then that's why Kimmi really was like, I really convinced myself that Martell really wasn't. And it's so, that's when we started realizing Kimmi was a lot more Tisha-like than we thought. But yeah, Mel went to be, oh, everybody want to come and talk about, oh, y'all did wrong. Matter of fact, Destiny ain't married. They wasn't married. They ain't got no kids. Now Mel, when it come to that, we ain't finna say, oh, because they wasn't married, they didn't have no kids together, that it don't mean nothing. We're not finna do that. But she's like, I just didn't like the way that they was, coming for you. Because, girl, when we talk about this trip, I ain't gonna lie. The girls, they kind of not feeling you. I ain't gonna lie. Even Kimmi. And she was like, even Kimmi, she's like, dang, I thought me and Kimmi was good. Melly kind of made it seem like Kimmi was just on Sunni's ass. But she really wasn't. I think Mel really just has taken exception, especially with Kimmi. Because we did view Kimmi kind of as, like, the person who was, like, the mediator and also was able to see things for what it was. But when it came to Martell, y'all still don't see shit for what it is, because this man has done stuff to Melody all these past years, and it's like y'all refuse to call that out. And now that he's got convicted of that Pinot stuff, now all of a sudden now nobody wants to invite him nowhere. Okay, because y'all see he went at that dinner. Yeah, we gonna film with everybody else. Martell, he need to sell that house to get that money. Everybody knows that much. And yeah, that's where the last episode went. But y'all feel like Melody got a leg to stand on when it comes to her being upset at Kimmi still, or the thought process that she's trying to have, and why everybody's like being hypocrites, I guess you could say. And let me try to think, is there anything else? I don't think so. Do you guys think that Tricia and Ken is lying about them not interacting until she and Marquez were a little bit more closed off? But Ken, at the end of the day, you did step into a situation where that girl was married, but in a huge but, I am a believer that you could be separated and date, because the truth is people's divorces take long. It take money to get divorced. It's like it could be a long stretched out period. So I feel like it's fair in those regards to, like, especially if y'all live apart, you know. But yeah, you guys, I don't want to talk any much longer. Let me go in here, eat, smoke me a little something, watch Love Island, and I will catch you hoes later. Deuces.